So the other day I'm playing some Arma 3 with some friends from Blackbeard Tactical while we're watching our friend here drunkenly fly a little bird all over the place, which is probably one of the most terrifying things to watch. But anyway, I'm thinking there's not many other good first-person shooter games that are out there that I actively want to play. COD sucks, Battlefield sucks, and I don't want to play those. So then my friend Ultra Bear shows me this thing, and I am so glad that he did because this is probably now one of my new favorite games. Battlebit Remastered. Okay, when I watched the trailer for this game, this shit had me more hyped than the BF 2042 Portal trailer when it dropped a couple years ago. Only this time, we're getting a near completed product that has been in the works for the last 7 years and is not made by an over monetized company that is better at scamming their community with crappy microtransactions and trying to scrape every bit of cash out of you than they do taking care of their community with actual good content for casual gamers. Sorry, I'm off my rant about AAA game studios. Now onto this beautiful game. You guys have seen the videos from a lot of bigger YouTubers by now, but I'm giving you the casual gamer's perspective, and if this game is worth your pennies, nickels, and dimes. Just to start off quick about why this game is amazing is the amount of content that came with the game at launch. Now, brace yourselves. 254 player servers, 6 playable classes, 44 weapons, weapon customization with 78 attachments, 7 ground vehicles, 2 water vehicles, 4 air vehicles, construction of barricades, 18 maps with map voting, destructible maps, VoIP, and 8 game modes. Whew! Holy crap. The amount of content out of this Roblox-looking game is amazing. And this game was made by 3 people. 3 people made this. And they've been pushing out bug fixes and updates since the game dropped into early access. I'm currently in their Discord, and I have been following all the small and big updates they have been making to the game since April 2023 when I first discovered it. And the amount of work they have been putting into the game is nothing short of phenomenal. Even now as we speak, these 3 developers are currently at work pushing out more bug fixes to the community and even more updates. Now that I'm done patting the developers on the back, which they fully deserve, I want to talk more about the game. If I were to describe the game, it would be uncontrolled chaos and absolute unfiltered fun. This game gives those with ADHD a run for their money. There is so much going on in the game at one time that my own wife has said that she has seen smoke coming out of my ears after a match. With so many players on the battlefield, anything can happen. From a Humvee rolling up to your building and dropping off 6 enemies onto your doorstep, a lone sniper picks you off through a window, or a tank rolls through the ground floor of your building. Yeah, remember how I said the maps were destructible? Well, you can break down walls with sledgehammers, blow them open with C4 or RPGs, or just run through the building with a tank. After enough damage, the building will eventually come crashing down, killing anyone that's unlucky to be inside still. Next thing I want to talk about is the gunplay. Every gun has its own individual stats and ballistics that can be adjusted with any of the available attachments. That makes every gun unique in their own way. With the amount of weapons and attachments, this means that you're able to come up with tons of different combinations for you to test out. The stats bar at the bottom left shows each stat for the weapon and how an attachment affects your weapon. At the bottom, it also shows the damage drop-off over distance. These tools are incredibly helpful in helping you maximize the effectiveness of each weapon you use. I've seen some absolute crazy builds that become menaces on the battlefield. So get in there and make some of the craziest builds you can think of. Another great feature is the ability to build your own barricades and fortify your positions. This feature has the ability to change the outcome of any firefight if one plays their cards right. It's also nice that the barricades can be used to block doors, windows, and even stairs. Now don't worry, you can deconstruct these barricades manually by getting close to them and holding the caps lock button, or by the use of explosives. I've seen players construct barricades and forts that even the US Army would be impressed by. Last thing I want to mention is the maps. During the closed testing of the game, there were 17 playable maps in total, and just before they released the game into early access, they announced that they were adding another map, Town, which is based around urban United States, and it really drives home that house-to-house fighting. With all these playable maps, they also upped the ante by allowing players to vote for which map they want to play next, and if they want to play that map during the night or during the day. That's right, you can get your inner goon on and play any map at night with night vision on, and a lot of these night battles get very, very intense. Side note, I should mention, if you haven't noticed during the gameplay in the background, that some classes are equipped with armor, and that the time to kill is very short. The armor is localized in certain areas of the enemy's body. That means if someone has chest armor and you hit them enough times, the armor is going to disappear. But that's only points to the armor. Now, if you hit a person in the arms or legs while they have armor on, it's going to be taking it out of their health pool directly instead of, going through their armor instead. Now, they can still be healed by a medic, but once they lose that armor and it's been shot off, it's gone until their next life. Like I mentioned, the time to kill is very short, so keep that in mind while you're playing. If you've been watching some of our streams, you know that our boy, Mike-A-Roni, has mentioned it a few times, angrily might I add. Now, don't be upset if you die several times. Trust me, the game has a fast learning curve, and you will be able to pick up some techniques to continue to play the game. Another thing to mention is the game has a hell of a grind. Weapons are spaced out through the 200 levels that you'll be leveling up through. Although the attachments are localized to each weapon, so the more you use a weapon, the more attachments you're going to have. I will also say that in a recent update, they actually did make it easier to rank up at the higher level. So they've reduced the grind a little bit for us. However, it's still a pretty grindy game, but you're going to be earning points pretty quickly. Just destroying a BTR or a tank is like 2,000 points just right off the bat, and each kill is like 200 points. So you'll be going through those levels pretty quickly. I haven't gone through a single game session of 2 or 3 hours of playing where I haven't ranked up at least 2 or 3 times during that play session. With everything that I've mentioned about this amazing game, I can confidently say that this is worth your money. This game is only $15 US. I'm also going to say this, I am incredibly addicted to the game. Between the testing and the current game in early access right now, I have about 80 hours of gameplay, and regardless, it's still fun. Every single time I play, something different always happens, because again, 254 players, somebody's thinking of something different, and it's going to change your gameplay every single time. Alright guys, that's it. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and please make sure to like the video, subscribe, share it around. Tell your friends about us and come hang out. One last thing I want to say before I go is I want to thank everybody that came back to this video that is following the channel, and I want to say thank you very much for subscribing and all of the love and the comments you guys gave us on the last video. I never expected it to crack even 500 views, let alone 1,000. As of me recording this right now, I just looked, it has over 1,100 views. And I think like 60 plus likes. That is absurd in my opinion, in the best way I can describe. I never thought that something like that was going to happen. I can't thank you guys enough for watching it. I'm sorry I don't put out content faster. Just with my job, it makes it pretty hard to do so, and I'm my own editor here. I gather all my own film. I go through it all. So just looking at all the views that you guys and the likes and everything and the comments, I read all the comments, and I'm very happy that you guys enjoyed that last video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this one. Anyways, guys, you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next time.
Nice.
Yeah, they're dead. There's some supplies near my position. I just went down.